nothing pure about them.
No, no lah.
I know.
But it's more of like, I just realized that song is just like inspiring like travel. Like, head out there, head to some really like beachy location. That is like, the theme song as you like step out onto the beach and like just like, hey.
Okay.
I'm not convincing anyone.
Not
all right,
at
but
all.
I'm convinced. Pure
Not at
shows,
all.
all sings.
We're live on
Great
Facebook, by the way.
Yes.
We're with Clara Lock, who is Straits Times assistant editor for life. And
I missed you, girl.
And we're going to be talking about Jakarta. Jakarta is apparently Asia's next cocktail hotspot.
All right. Tell us more. Yeah.
Clara, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, guys.
It's so nice to have you back. So you went down to Jakarta. Why Jakarta?
Because people know about Bangkok. And nobody knows about Jakarta's cocktail scene. So I was curious. And I found there, there's so much spirit in the cocktail scene where people are trying to do new things. Okay. And it's kind of at that sweet spot where it's up and coming and it's still affordable and you're getting a great experience and product. So I'm calling it, I think it's Asia's next up and coming cocktail destination. And I think the time to go is now.
Very interesting.
Before it becomes too big and too expensive.
Too cool.
Did you have a lot of trouble finding, establishments to visit, in order to because you had this idea that, Jakarta might be the next place. Was it difficult finding all these places?
Not at all, actually. So I started with the places that were on the Asia's 50 Best Bars Awards list. And then when I went there, I talked to bartenders and I asked, where else would you go? What else would you recommend?
Nice. That's clever.
Honestly, there are so many bars. So I went with a friend and we were there for 4 days. So we went out on 3 nights. We went to 9 or 10 bars over 3 nights. And there are still so many more that we wanted to go and we just didn't have, our livers couldn't take it.
But that's interesting because I've always seen Jakarta as a clubbing place, not a cocktail bar place.
And I think prior to the pandemic, that was how people saw it as well. And suddenly there are these clubbing, these nightlife clusters. But because there have been more cocktail bars coming up in the past few years, patrons have also shifted that way. And those who go to cocktail bars, I spoke to one of them, he says he goes out 2 or 3 times a week and he really likes the vibe and the community in the cocktail scene. He has made friends with bartenders. And I think because the whole scene has come up together, right? So a rising tide lifts all boats.
That's really nice to know. Okay.
How does it compare to Singapore though?
I mean, it's a lot more affordable. So they have really good happy hour promotions, right? Where you can get really good cocktails, not like a watered down highball, but like a proper, nicely made cocktail for 7 to 8 Singapore dollars at happy hour.
Okay, but what's this thing about Modern House in 94 cents?
Okay, so Modern House is it's ranked this year as Indonesia's best bar, and to celebrate that, they sold all their classic cocktails one day for, I think it was 12,000 rupiah, which is 94 Singapore cents. And that's crazy, right? I can't even imagine the crowds they would have drawn on that night.
Yes.
Yeah. Would anyone have been able to get a drink even?
I would have flown there if I had known.
You just have to stay there for 10 glasses and
I'm done.
It's pretty much a cocktail buffet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really, really impressive. Wow. And you also went to rather fancy places as well, like the St. Regis Bar, to very fun and quirky ones like Hat, Sorbet and Bar. Which was the one that surprised you the most and why?
Oh, I really loved Hats. It's by an Indonesian bartender and she's worked in Singapore before at Sky Bar and Antidote Bar. So she's taken her cocktail expertise from working around the region and then she took it back home because she wants to showcase the flavours of her home. And I think she's very representative of the younger bar owners that are coming up in Jakarta. And so her bar, the concept is that it's cocktail floats. So she makes her own sorbet and then she puts it on top of a cocktail.
Oh, wow.
And so you taste the sorbet because, it's got its flavor on its own. And then you taste the cocktail in its initial form. And then when it melts, it combines. And then the flavor changes and it becomes, more complex or more balanced. And it's just super interesting.
Wow. It's
that
getting
is 2
cocktails for the price of 1.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, 3. Three.
Is that, whether it's Singapore or Jakarta, is that the norm that bartenders are owning cocktail bars these days? Is that how it works?
Sometimes I think it's if you have this concept in your head and you want to bring it to more people, then you can really apply whatever creative fantasy you have to the bar. So for hats, for instance, the shop front is a sorbet shop, and you can get ice cream, and then behind the counter, if you want to go to the bar, you tell someone, and he's like, okay, and then they'll open this other door for you, and it leads to this completely huge area in the back. And it's just these two concepts in one space.
Yeah, I
Very
saw a bar like that
interesting
in Fortune Centre. I'll tell you about it in a while.
Actually, we're going to tell you about that on our Facebook Live. Come and join us on our Facebook Live and answer that question to win for yourself dining vouchers.
Yes, I was in Fortune Centre on Saturday.
Oh!
And there's a bar there. When you look at the wall, it looks like dispensing machines. And then you push one of the dispensing machines and it's a door.
Oh.
And you go into the bar.
So did you, okay, so someone brought you there or like you
No, we were there to
planning
eat
go?
food because there's so much food in Fortune Centre.
And then
we just happened to see this place.
Oh, so did you
Yeah.
go in for a drink? No.
Nah, I was...
You got a drink from the vending machine instead.
I got a drink from the vending machine.
Okay.
But I like the idea of one frontage but something behind it.
Yeah, it really
I
transports
find it-
you,
I find
doesn't
it
it? That's
very
really quite
interesting.
fun. Yeah, it's all part of the experience.
Yeah.
So we're sharing all about, this was quite recent, right? That you went over to Jakarta to actually check out the bar scene over there and why it really does sound like it is Asia's next cocktail hotspot. Now, guys, don't forget to answer our very simple question on our Facebook Live and you could win for yourself a wonderful $150 worth of dining vouchers from Twist where you can enjoy amazing pastas. They're halal certified, okay?
So I've heard of using spices with your cocktails. But you discovered bars that use things like sambal. How do you
I know that was a question in my head as well when I saw. So at the St. Regis Bar Jakarta, they have various takes on the Bloody Mary, and they called this the Batavia Mary. And in the ingredients description list was sambal oleg, and I was like, I gotta try that. That sounds crazy.
Exactly.
Right, but. So I thought it would be really spicy, but it actually is more tart and refreshing.
Okay.
Which is great because that's what you want in a cocktail. That's what they want you to taste so you feel like it whets your appetite and you want to drink more.
Yeah.
And it comes accompanied by these little pickled cubes of carrot and cucumber as well as the Indonesian cracker rempeyek, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
On top. So to me, that's Indonesia in a glass. It's all these flavors of what the
nice.
country, really has going for
What
it.
does a drink like that cost roughly?
That was I would say the average price of cocktails that's not on the happy hour menu is 200,000 rupiah. That's maybe $15 or $16.
Okay.
And this is in a nice bar at the St. Regis.
It's still a lot cheaper than Singapore.
It's way cheaper.
Yeah. What's Singapore doing now? $25-$30 a cocktail?
I think so, around there.
Wow.
I think so, and you add
25
in
at least.
taxes and
Taxes
stuff.
and whatever else.
Yeah.
Wow,
Especially
that
if you
is-
want to get the special ones, right?
Yeah,
The discounts, with all
yeah.
the frills and everything.
And I mean, as a fan of cocktails in Singapore, they also, to their credit, bartenders here do really creative and amazing things, but it's just the rent and manpower here is so expensive.
Yeah.
And Jakarta, right? Indonesia is the home of so many spices, and I think culinary heritage probably lends to that as well, right? You met a lot of young bartenders and owners, and how are the millennials and the Gen Zs kind of changing Jakarta's bar culture?
I think they're drawing a lot from what they've seen Singapore and Hong Kong do to great success in the bar scene here and in the award scene. There's a lot of storytelling that comes from their heritage, flavors and memories and nostalgia. So for instance, at Modern House, I tried this cocktail called Popohan. It's green. And I asked, what is popohan? And they said, okay, it's this local leaf. We eat it as a garnish with like fried chicken or like with sambal. So he took one leaf out to let me taste, and it's kind of bitter. You can see how it's quite refreshing. It can cut through the greasiness. And in the drink, they combine it with minty and refreshing flavors. So it just all comes together. It's like an adult version of like a grasshopper.
Oh, right. Okay. I like that. An adult version of a grasshopper.
That is so cool.
That's very, very cool. So, you've also said that hospitality was really big in Jakarta. What was special about how bartenders connect with their guests? I've always seen the bartender as, he's my friend. I can go in there and I can talk to him about my day at work. I can talk to him about my wife. I can talk to him about my girlfriend that my wife doesn't know about. Whatever. I can talk about anything. And, he's always that friend. He's almost like your counselor.
As long as you buy the drinks.
Yeah, as long as you buy the
Let's
drink.
be fair.
Are
okay?
they still like that?
Yes, I think they are.
Oh.
And I think the nice thing you get when you sit at the bar is the storytelling element of it. And they'll tell you about the concept of these cocktails and how it was imagined and what goes into it. And
Right.
so another example, for instance, I had an Assam Laksa cocktail.
Excuse me?
I would try that.
I know, I saw it and I was like, I have to try that. It was really interesting and really good. So it's served in a bowl with like cucumber noodles. So you eat it with chopsticks and you can sip the soup from the bowl and eat it like you're eating an Assam Laksa. And he told me that the founder of the bar who created that drew from her experience when she was studying in Malaysia, and this was her comfort food. And then she reimagined it into a cocktail.
Oh, wonderful. I think that's what makes it so
Cocktail with
special.
noodles.
Yeah, cucumber noodles.
Cucumber
Well, more importantly,
noodles.
it's a cocktail you're having with chopsticks. That's
Yeah,
hilarious. That is
that's-
hilarious. But
that's
how
funny.
fun is that? And
You
I
get
love-
someone who gets a bit drunk, puts
they
the
cannot-
chopsticks into this and then tries to suck through the chopsticks.
That is very specific, Andy.
Because they've had one too many drinks. I can just see it happening.
No, but that is so fun. And like you said, it's the stories that make it all the more personal, right? Oh, okay. So if anyone, we've got a couple of questions. Do we want to do the quick
No.
later?
Let's
Alrighty.
let's do this.
So let's just say that someone is heading to Jakarta for a very quick weekend trip. What is your recommended bar crawl itinerary?
So there are two areas that the bars are concentrated in Jakarta. I would say spend 1 or 2 nights at each.
Okay.
In one of these areas, it's called Senopati.
Okay.
You can just walk down the street and there are so many bars.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just hop from one to the other and then at the end of the night take a cab back. And then
Yeah.
stay out late so that there will be less traffic on the roads when you head back.
Yeah,
Oh.
true. Jakarta. Fair
Okay.
enough. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, was the jams? Did it get to you at any point as you were, exploring the bar scene?
Yeah,
in
the
Jakarta?
reality is that traffic is pretty bad, and I would say that's the one main downside of Jakarta. But I think to avoid that, you can start really early. So go out maybe at about like 4 o'clock, so you can catch happy hour at 5,
Yeah.
and then walk around, catch the happy hours from 5 to 8, and then keep drinking, and then go for supper, and then head back later at night. And then I think that's the way you can avoid all the traffic because you're a tourist anyway. You're not bound by work schedules.
Okay.
Alrighty, we're actually going to jump back on air and carry on our discussion. And don't forget to answer our Facebook question right now to win for yourself those dining vouchers from Twist.
So we're back on air. That's Naked Eyes. Always
We do love the
something
music here,
there
don't we? Yes,
to
we
remind
do.
me.
Yes.
We've got a question, as Lavinia has been reminding you, running across the bottom of the screen. You want to answer that question to win some great prizes.
That's right. So we can mention the question, which is, what is your favorite cocktail? Oh, come on, guys. Tell us.
Yes.
Tell us. We want to know. And just like that, you can win $150 worth of dining vouchers from Twist.
All right. You've spoken to us about Jakarta. When you came in, our producer Jill mentioned Bandung. Tell us this Bandung story.
So I went to Bandung because it's close to Jakarta. I can take a high-speed rail and it connects the two cities.
Okay.
Bandung is like the anti-Jakarta in terms of traffic and climate. It's cooler, the air is fresher.
Oh.
It's a lot more relaxed. You don't
Okay.
have these terrible traffic jams.
Okay.
And I also went because there's a Korean fine dining joint that I was recommended by some Singaporeans and I really wanted to check out. And it's just this guy, he's this South Korean chef. He married an Indonesian woman and they run the restaurant together out of what we would call like a bungalow or landed property.
Sure.
And they took the whole first floor and converted it into a restaurant.
Ooh.
And he just has really interesting techniques, fermentation techniques that he applies to many of these dishes. The makgeolli he makes is the creamiest and thickest version I've ever had, and it's because he says, the volume of rice that goes into his version is like 10 times what it takes that goes into the regular convenience store variety.
right.
So it's just the quality and the technique that he applies to every single of his dishes, and it was really a wonderful experience.
What's the place called?
It's called Jungchan Dining.
I see it.
Jungchan.
I see it.
Oh.
Because you have an article that's out
Yes,
on the
yes,
Straits Times.
yes,
So
yes.
go and find this article on the Straits Times. Drive 3 hours from Jakarta for Korean fine dining. It's a culinary journey worth taking. That is the headline you want to look for. Article by Clara Lock. Wow.
All right, before we end the interview, 3 quick questions for you so that we can find out a little bit more about you, okay?
Okay.
Ideal night out, solo night out or take the squad?
Solo night out because I'm an introvert.
Really?
Okay.
Not even your husband?
Well, don't put me on the spot.
You're going to
You better
Jakarta-
move along.
you're going
Move along to the next
You're
question.
going to Jakarta, you're hitting the bars, you're not taking your husband. Favorite type of live music, pop, rock or jazz?
Pop. I do like Taylor Swift.
Pop. That's interesting. And this is the one I wanted to know. We've spoken to you so much. I really don't know. 11 p.m. nightcap, party till dawn.
11 p.m. nightcap.
I guessed it! I thought it was party till dawn.
No, I guess it's because I know Clara.
I thought it was party till dawn.
My WhatsApp picture is a sloth.
Yeah,
Actually,
okay.
I didn't infer
Okay.
from that, but I think it's just from knowing you and like how you just like to really just take a moment and really enjoy something, right? You know, go on a deeper level and really take your time with it. I was like, no, I don't think she would.
Yeah, Lavi
of
gets
course.
it.
Yeah.
Yay.
11
High five,
p.m.
high five.
nightcap.
Please lah, if you were there also, you also be like, 9 o'clock diet. I want to go back and rest.
It depends. If
I
it's
bet you would.
If
I
it's
bet you
Friday,
would do
it's
that way. Anyhow,
4 a.m. Still got 2 hours to go.
Oh,
We gotta put that to the test and actually go.
If
Yes,
it's Friday,
we
if it's
should.
Friday, you got it.
all right. So once again, we want to highlight to everybody, please go and check out this wonderful article that Clara actually just recently did. It's the weekend trip, sip on craft cocktails under $10 at Jakarta's best bars. This is in the Straits Times. You can probably, most likely, you will find it online as well. Okay.
Okay.
Clara, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for
joining us
coming.
Thanks for having me.
The Morning Drive on 1FM 91.3.